audio tour. Now your audio tour will come in 11 different languages, so just let the members of staff know which languages you learn tonight.
Alright, so with the audio tour, I'm going to try to put one of the earphones near the speaker here and hope that it picks it up.
Joining us on our tour of the Alcatraz cell house. You should now be standing under the sign that says tour begins here. On your right, look for a photo panel entitled Tour Narrators.
Walk, do not run.
I'm Pat Mahoney, former Alcatraz correctional officer, and I'll be your guide. I served 7 years on the Rock. These first photos introduce some of my fellow officers.
I am Philip Bergen, Captain of the Guards, United States Penitentiary, Alcatraz, California.
My name is Ronald Battles. IS, the iron blacks out there.
Continue to the left.
You were a number, you were a name. I wasn't Jim Quill, and hell, I was number 586. Everybody wants to be an individual. They want to be human. And you weren't at the Rock.
My name is Darwin Kuhn, number 1422. Figured I'm never going to get out. Yeah, I'm going to sit right here until I die.
The Alcatraz cell house opened as a federal prison in 1934. Within these walls lived the country's toughest, most dangerous, and most famous prisoners. As soon as you exit the cutoff, immediately turn right onto the next quarter. It's called Broadway. Broadway was the first stop for arriving prisoners.
And right now, Broadway, in our big suits. And all the guys, howling.
Here's a typical Alcatraz cell. Little chair there, and that body of the cell with the bear, and here it goes.
5 feet wide, 9 feet long, 7 feet high. That's what I call a little box.
No decorations allowed, anything. Couldn't paste anything on the wall.
Waiting on the bed for each new prisoner was a copy of the official rules and regulations.
This is the rules of the cell house. Your cell is subject to search at any time.
The towel had to be folded up and put on your shelf. Your toothbrush, and they used to give us tooth powder in little green containers.
And then pretty soon that cell became like a part of me. Or I became a part of the cell.
Look ahead to the far end of Broadway. You should see a clock on the wall.
It was always classed as the end of the line, the point of no return. It was like going into the ground, when you're buried and you're gone forever.
Beneath it is the area prisoners call Times Square. Prisoners also played bridge out in the yard. They used dominoes instead of cards.
So this is the rec yard. It is very windy out here. So many seagulls. This was the only recreation area that they had. Let's see what we got on the Spirit Talker. Christine, Katie, you gotta go. There, standing beside you. So many. Belittling, hunt party, and left fearful. Nose ring, Navy, understanding. There's bad here. So many. So many EVPs coming through the Spirit Talker. I'm glad I remember to turn this on. They wanted the necrophonic. Is there anyone here with me? I found a few articles on arrests in Alcatraz. At least 2 were on the prison registry, and 1 was in a newspaper article. Who's here? What's up, dude? What's your name? I found 1 mention of Clay. His real name was Henry Clay Overton, but he was known as Jack the Barber. My name is Aiden. I'm getting a lot of activity on my spirit box. Are you guys talking to me? You wanted me to do the necrophonic. I got it going right now. All these seagulls. Did you come out to the rec yard a lot? Are you a prisoner here? Did you die here? I wonder what game this was. Oh, that was something. Hey, how's it going? Good. What's your name? Did you die here? Do you enjoy the visitors? Do you enjoy communicating? Do you like having people come and visit you? It's really windy. I hope that wind guard is helping. Look at all the seagulls. What do you think about this place being a tourist attraction now? Oh, that looks like bases. This looks like the old baseball field. There's bases. Still got the whole thing set up. Did you used to play baseball? Home plate? I'm listening. How long were you here for? That sounded like 10 months. That would be a short stay, considering what I've heard other people stay here for. Is there something you want to say? Those seagulls sound like monkeys. Can you please show yourself when I go back in? Sound like a child. When I go back in, can you please show yourself to the camera? If you need energy, you can take energy from the light. I don't know what's over here. I think these are just stairs going down. Not sure. We'll find out in a minute. Alright, I'm going to shut this off for a second. Thank you. That was cool. We'll turn this guy back on.
Do you like Satan?
Well, I mean, who is Satan, though? Who is he to you? Because I'm not really sure if that deity exists or if it's just a made-up deity combined with all the other deities. Oh, hi, Seagull. Hello. What are you doing? Nobody talks to you guys, huh? Hi, guys. Oh, okay. You're gonna regurgitate on the log? That's nice. We'll wait for these guys to come up. Wow. Oh my God. It's a magnificent view. Can you play music? Boots, Albert. I might be able to play music. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna turn that back on. I might be able to play some music for you. Okay. Again. Wow. I hate what I did. Pay attention. Huh. Okay, we can go down. Hi. Hi. These seagulls really are not afraid of anybody. Oh, it's a penitentiary security building metal detector. A metal detector? I guess it used to be in here? Wow. That's pretty interesting. Or in here. You can't really see in here. It's like a little solitary room. A little confinement room. Look at all of them. There's a baby right there. Baby. Hi, baby. Hi, little baby. Hi. Look at little guy. Recreation area is actually the only place I can play music for you guys without disturbing everybody else's tour. I'm gonna have to shut this off and not record. I played some music for them and I think it stirred up some things. Pay attention when I go into the isolation cells.
D-Block was a prison within Alcatraz. Move a few steps into the room. Find a place to stand. Look up at the 3 tiers of cells. Unruly or violent prisoners were sent here. They stayed in their cells 24 hours a day. Typically, they were only allowed out once a week for a shower and exercise.
In this cell block, we have 42 of the least popular cells in Alcatraz. Although by far they are the best, roomiest, and the nicest state-of-the-art cells that were available in this prison.
It was cold. It was damp. The wind used to just blow through there. You could hear it. At night you could hear it whistling through the window.
One of the more infamous prisoners to live here in D-Block was convicted killer Robert Stroud, the so-called Birdman.
And almost immediately upon his arrival at Alcatraz, he was relegated to the treatment unit. And he didn't bring his birds along with him, which made him very unhappy. But he brought bad habits with him, which made us unhappy. There he remained for several years, being obnoxious and noisy and agitating and busily writing, fluent in 3 languages, a mathematical expert, brilliant man. Suicidal, homicidal maniac.
Walk over to the photo panel on the wall.
Well,
You'll see a photo of Robert Stroud. Alongside Stroud, you'll see some other well-known prisoners. Alcatraz was built for men like these.
Alvin Carpus, gotta watch out for him.
Creepy. When you see creepy, you wouldn't have to be told he was creepy because he walked on his toes.
He had Kelly.
Kelly. Nice fella, never give you any troubles at all. Very accommodating, polite.
Mickey Cohen, Frankie Garbo,
Capone.
Ain't a fool with Capone, see? He was a street fighter. He's a big man. He was in good shape. The only thing his brain was going. He had syphilis. Well, eventually it drove him crazy.
This was solitary confinement. The whole cells 9 through 14.
When the cell was occupied, the regulations required that the light be on.
We kept the lights off when they were in there. They were in the dark.
You may enter one of the cells if you wish.
Well, when I go in the hole, what I used to do is I'd tear a button off my coat, flip it up in the air, and I'd turn around, and I'd get down on my hands and knees,
But if you close your eyes like right now, close your eyes, after a while, not a short while, this takes time to relax. You can almost
So dark.
and you can see things, and you can go on trips, and it's what I did.
Now, open your eyes. Step out of the hole. This was the prison library.
You put your request on a library card. If the book was available, they'd bring it over to ours.
So we can.
Prisoners with reading privileges could subscribe to approved magazines.
I've been had some story about some convict out of Nebraska or something that was cut out. Never mind that you might have been reading the serial and it was on the back of one of the pages.
Prisoners who behaved could also take correspondence courses.
Took a course from the University of Pennsylvania on animal husbandry. The gestation period for a pig is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days.
Now let's continue. Walk out of the library. Turn right. Walk along the cells on your left.
Escape attempts got the attention, but in Alcatraz's 30 years history, most days were uneventful and repetitive. Stop at the first furnished cell. Most accepted that this cell block, however grim, was home for now. Some considered this sunny area the most desirable part of the prison to live.
If I was painting the Swiss Alps or something like that, hey, I'm right up there skiing as I'm painting, and I used to escape that way.
My grandmother taught me how to crochet when I was a kid. So I taught a lot of guys how to crochet. Big tough guys sitting in there with a needle and crocheting.
Move on to the next cell. In the 1950s, radios were installed at Alcatraz. You might have noticed what looks like a light switch box with 2 holes. Prisoners plugged their earphones in there to listen to the radio.
We had 2 stations we could plug into. They let us listen to such programs as Boston Blackie, Have Gun Travel, baseball games.
New Year's Eve, everybody had a saxophone or a clarinet or a guitar or whatever started playing. Then they'd take their tin cups and they'd rack back and forth across the front of the bars.
Turn around and look up at the windows. They face San Francisco and the setting sun.
The yacht club, which was directly across from the island, would always have a big New Year's party. If the wind was blowing from that direction to the rock, you could actually hear people laughing. You could hear music. You could hear girls laughing. You know, you could hear all the sounds that were coming from the free world at the rock. But New Year's was always the night we heard it.
Look for 4 small windows in the wall on the right. They're marked visitation. The prisoners called this Pekin Place.
They'd written me that letter and said, you know, you're dead. Don't ever come back. We've told your sister you're dead. The whole thing. You know, I'd been there for 7.5 years. The guard came up and racked my door open and said, Quillen? And I said, yeah. Or said 586, and I said, yeah. You got a visitor? And I told him, I said, you're full of crap. He said, you got a damn visitor. Go down to the visiting room.
Approach the visitors' windows.
I thought, hell, I'll see some good-looking chick at least, if nothing else, you know. And I walked up there, and here's this good-looking girl.
I was nervous, didn't know what to expect.
I knew who she was when I got a real good look at her, and when she said Jimmy, which was what she always called me. Hell, I knew it was my message.
Once I saw Jimmy, it was, you know, he was overwhelmed and couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. We were there and that I had grown up and that I'd come to see him.
Earlier, on the morning of June the 12th, 1962, Officer Bill Long had been in charge of the first count of the day.
And at the sound of the bell, the inmates are supposed to be dressed and upstanding in front of their doors for count. And he was laying in there, so I reached in through the bars and I hit the pillow. Lord knows what happened. The kid fell off on the floor. The guy said that I shot back. I said, here's his face, here's his head, hair on his head and everything. One of the other officers there said, here's another one, Bill, right here. There's one up here, and I said, don't touch it, don't touch it. A horror movie. And I was right in the middle of it.
Prisoners Frank Lee Morris and 2 brothers, John and Clarence Anglin, had escaped the night before. They made dummy heads to fool the officers. Morris was the brains, the egg swamp rats of Florida. According to the reports, the men enlarged the vent openings in the back of their cells with stolen spoons.
I'll give you a ton of spoons, and I want to see how long it'll take you to go through that wall. Everyone else may be over. Let me tell you, you gotta go through them cells with those spoons.
It's kind of scary walking around and someone sleep with their eyes open.
I can sit out there in 2 Tower at nighttime and see the full moon come up.
Continue slowly down Broadway past the cutoff toward Times Square.
In the housing of inmates at Alcatraz, it was deemed necessary to keep the blacks separate from the whites.
At that time, Alcatraz mirrored American society. This part of Broadway was the segregated section for black prisoners. Stop when you get to the end of the cell block.
Mexicans, Indians, whites, they can all sell next to each other. The only ones that couldn't were blacks.
They tried it. They opened up. And they had such a high population of hostile rednecks and such a low population comparably of blacks. They soon found out they couldn't do it.
They finally integrated all the other penitentiaries on Alcatraz. Of the 100 or so officers, only a handful were black.
It was very difficult. They got rid of anybody with an education because their feeling was someday that guy is going to be my boss.
You should now be at the end of the corridor. This is the area known as Times Square. Directly ahead of you is the dining room. Step through the doorway and move toward the bars at the back of the dining room. 3 times a day, all the men in general population gathered here for 20-minute meals. Imagine 200 plus men, each armed with a knife, fork, and spoon. This was potentially the most dangerous room in the cell house. Now walk to the barred area at the far end of the dining room. Behind it is a kitchen area. Notice the knife rack on the left. The shape of each knife was outlined on the rack. This way, officers could tell immediately if one was missing. Even so, some knives disappeared.
And I heard that old familiar pop slap, you know. And Jimmy had drove it into Sosa's back, just like an ice pick. He stuck it right in the back. And that was the pop slap I heard.
It was a strict requirement of the Bureau of Prisons that the food not only be palatable and healthy, but attractively served. Jammed that actuating lever back and she would click and they all heard it and they knew what it meant. And I said, "Lieutenant, blow your whistle." Just quietly. He blew his whistle. Inmates started to get up and they marched out of the room just like little lambs.
At the end of 3 decades, over 1,500 men had served time on the rock. By then, Alcatraz had served its own time. After years of harsh wind and weather, the buildings were badly deteriorated. The isolated island was too expensive to run. And now in the 1960s, prison reformers preached rehabilitation instead of punishment. Early in 1963, Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy ordered Alcatraz closed.
So I had to switch to my camera on my phone because all of my batteries are now dead. I've been here for a long time though, almost 4 hours I think. It's getting dark here at Alcatraz and we just jumped onto the night tour. So what that lady was talking about down there, when you guys were listening to the headphones, I'm sure you could hear her voice coming through. She was talking about some of the prisoners that escaped. You might have even heard it on the audio, but just in case you didn't, she was talking about the prisoners that ended up actually escaping and making it out to the water. The only problem is that one never returned, and the other two were found. They went through the wall. They dug with spoons through the wall and ended up making it into the utility room and then climbing through the utility room to the outside. Sterile supply. I wonder if this was, this was the big room of the hospital. This is the hospital. Yeah. I'm just gonna push our way into here. Are there any spirits in this room? Can you make a loud noise if you are? Extra exhibit. What's up there? Let's see what Noah has an offer, huh? You are one of few. Yeah. 2 and 5 behind bars. It is dark outside. Oh, damn. That sucks. Let's see what yes is. It's a shower? Oh, that's a shower. Hello? Camera's going in and out of focus. Show yourself to the camera. Let me see you. Somebody walking on the other side. Wonder where that goes. This is a big cell. This be like the main hospital cell? There's a little window. Maybe you can see into that other room. Kind of. A little bit. Can't really make out what's in there. We go. Can't really see in there. It looks like more cells. Trying to be one of the last people here. Look at this. Got a wheelchair. And a hospital bed. What is that? Is that like a... What is that? Oh, it's tinctures. Bottles, tinctures, funnel.
Yeah, so just an announcement. Gift shop's closing in about 15 minutes. We'll be closing up here in about 10 minutes.
Have you had any ghostly experiences in back here?
Ghostly experiences up here? No, not particularly. Not up here. But I've only been here about a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
So pretty new to the territory.
Okay, for sure.
But
for
I
sure.
thought I'd be primed for the pick and
yeah, because you're unique.
Because I'm like new and but so far nothing.
So far nothing. Okay, so we got the okay to come in to a solitary cell and look around. I don't know what this tour is coming in behind me. guys.
Starting in 1941, which was a few years after this brand new facility opened as America's first maximum security federal penitentiary, they installed this in August of 41. Alcatraz, when it opened, had a harsh rule of silence. There were a lot of things that these men were not afforded that they were in other prisons. Rule of silence for the first 4 years. This was not here. So you can imagine if someone was having their very worst day, they're going to be vocal about it. And that would interrupt the whole cell house. What do they do with people that were disrupting the pattern of Alcatraz? D-Block was not set up like this. This was open. And these cells were much like the ones you saw in the cell house. See those doors on the floor behind you? Those open up to a layer underneath the cell house. It's part of the old military fortification. Men were sent down there about 36 times over the first 4 years that Alcatraz was open. And it was largely for people that were either inciting riots or just causing disruption in the cell house. A man named Harmon Whaley was sent down there for singing a very nasty song about the warden. So he was sent down there for 2 days in a basement.
She's letting me go in it alone, guys. All right, let's go in alone. She's gonna lock me in too. Here we go. Bye-bye. You can't see anything. I can't even see the wall in front of my face. Oh, there it is. Is there anyone here with me? Make a noise. I know that they're doing the cell door demonstration, so that grinding could be the cell door. Whoa, there's a wall. You can't see anything. It's not like that other prison where you could see in front of your face. You can't see anything here. It's not that big at all. Wow. Nah. Alright, out we come.
Long-standing kind of lore on the internet. If you start Alcatraz Haunted, you're going to get D14 and something about glowing-eyed monster.
Yeah.
A man screaming all night, off and on. The guards checking on him. He's okay. He's just screaming. Until the next day he opens the door. He's got a horrible expression and he's dead. Job assignment because these guys are bringing a knife to me and saying, let us do this or else we're going to kill you. So he got himself in trouble to end up here. And during his stay, he took his life. He took it, and it was not a glowing-eyed monster, and there was a guard checking on him throughout the night. He's screaming. He's in there alone. The guard checks in the morning, and Jack's dead, but it's not like a horrible expression and like mystery strangle spots like internet lore. He's clearly hanged himself with just his undershirt and socks. And
from where?
So the tallest bar is only 4 feet high. So imagine how badly he wanted to do that. Wow. He had to lean into asphyxiation.
And stay there.
So that's the horrible truth. And it was totally avoidable because he let the administration know that he was they didn't do anything, so he sent himself here and escaped his problem. And I think the reason why the glowing-eyed monster is a more enduring one is because it's an easier one to live with. Here, 48 or 70.
Wow, that's so bright it looks like the sun, but it's not the sun. Those are prison cells.
Not as many as at work. There was a waiting list.
They're doing the prison door. If there's any, oof. Jeez, this cell door is scary. Very startling. If there's anyone here, please show yourself in these cells. Please come speak to me. I don't know what that is glowing. It's not in. Oh, I think it's just a light. If there's anyone here, it's okay to show yourself. As an orb, an apparition would be amazing. Those sounds are so loud. So that lady I was talking to, I forgot her name as soon as she said it, so I'm sorry. I know that you're probably watching, and I forgot your name, so I'm sorry. But this nice lady just told me how I can get in for a paranormal investigation here. So the next time I come out here, hopefully I will be able to talk to someone and do a paranormal investigation in there. We're gonna get back on the ship and go for a little night ride across the ocean. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscription button if you're new to the channel, as well as the little bell notification icon so you don't miss the next escapade. And as for now, I'm out of here.